Over a pen.
Who's that coming down the aisle? What the? He's back!
And Spooky Lou not supposed to be here!
Spooky Lou's tails for the square circle. He's breaking the law.
Oh no!
Not again.
Spooky, why?
Man, I really think he's out to screw us.
You know what? He just might be at this point because once is an accident, twice is kind of a thing, 3 times you're planning it.
We got guys down everywhere. What's going on here? I don't think anybody knows the thing.
I don't know. Somebody's questioning it.
Bringing the bell here.
Here it is again. Oh, he's done.
Oh, I got a hold of him.
He fucking killed you! I'm done! Screw you and screw your channel!
Wow, that's not good enough. Is Lou in the ring with Mark?
What's going on?
Mark did nothing, which is somehow worse.
By disqualification.
3 weeks in a row, he's got him. That looks like a man who's regretting his decisions.
Well, yeah, and if he would have listened and stayed outside, we wouldn't be in this situation now, would we?
I hate to see that for him. Lane Cali, Benny Conley's back. But the big story here is Spooky Lou.
SNS screwed again, that's the story.
Absolutely.
And now Benny Conley spitting on him. This is not a good night for Spooky Lou.
No.
I think I better get up before he cries in my seat. So, it was good to see you, Stevie.
Bake, absolute honor. Thank you so much.
It was my pleasure to call that match with you. Now I'm going to go in the back and get ready so we can pick up a victory and become 3-time.
It's been fun, Stevie G. It's been a night to remember. Spooky Lou's out this bitch.
Surprise, surprise, motherfuckers. It's Jeff Paul, and I'm hosting this episode. Joining me tonight, my guest, Spooky Lou.
What the hell's going on, Jeff? It must be a special occasion or something. It's almost like it's a anniversary of sorts. What are you doing hosting the show, man?
Hey, just like they tried to cancel Jimmy Kimmel or whatever the hell his name is, they couldn't cancel me. I'm back. I'm hosting this show, and I'm ready to go.
You may have spoke too soon. We might both be fucking done by the end of this episode. I don't know. I called upon you because, like I say, it's a special occasion, Jeff, and I figured you would host the show.
Well, in my defense, I know nothing, but I'm always up for a challenge, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say, so...
Yeah,
But it'll be my fault regardless, it always is, so just let it spew.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. You're one of the very few that have stuck by me, that I've talked to throughout this past year. It's been a year, Jeff, so I know you got some questions for me. I don't know what you got up your sleeves. I'm here. I'm happy to be a guest for once.
Well, let me just start. You say it's been a year, and I'm going to be honest with you, Spooky Lou. I've been seeing less and less of you as of late. What's going on here?
Well, Jeff, man, that's going to take up the whole damn podcast, but I'm going to try to break it down the best I can. You were there last year at Monongah, but I gotta backtrack before we get to Monongah and my exit from Real Shoot Wrestling. So, I've been thinking, like, where do we start with this story? I'm going to take it back. Do you remember when old T-Bone Jones... No, actually, before that, before we get to the T-Bone Jones and Just In Case fiasco, let's go back to when we brought Lane in. Tim hits me up, says, hey, man, EIW's no more, but this is what I'll do for you. I'm going to give you your own show where you can book up-and-coming talent, because that's what you like to do, and you can have your own deal, and I'll tell you what, I'll even let you book a match. So, Morgantown show, me and Lane's going at it on the internet, so of course I want to bring in Lane, and I chose Reese Hayes as his opponent, up on the mountain. And my idea, Jeff, we're going to kind of break the fourth wall, we're going to kill kayfabe, but my idea was well, why don't we have Lane slap me? Everybody's paying attention on the internet. Me and Lane will be in the same place. Why don't we have Lane slap me? So Tim goes, well, if he does that, you're going to have a match. Well, fuck yeah. Okay, I'll have a match. So his idea from Jump Street was a singles match. I'm like, bro, I'm not a trained wrestler. Maybe we should make it a tag match. So he puts me with one of his guys. I won't throw this guy under the bus, but it's up to me and this guy to book it. So after the slap, heard around the world, I catch shit because I didn't fall on the slap. But whatever. I guess I'm super tough. So it's up to me and this guy to book this storyline. So in the middle of this storyline, we got T-Bone and them leaving. We got, I can see I'm boring you already, but I promise it's going to get good. We got that one dude. Do you remember the guy threatening to kill me? He was going to kill me. He was going to eat me alive. Do you remember that? Probably not, because
I may have been not around for that part.
Okay. Well, you was making bookings and living life. I understand. There was another guy that around the time that got pissed and left RSW, and of course I'm Mr. RSW. That's my family, you know. So I talked a little shit on him. So he threatened to kill me and everything. The reason I bring it up, why am I bringing it up? So their bright idea, this guy that was just a trainee, has never been in the ring or anything. They tell me to walk around Monongah, walk around Fairmont, and have people say to the camera, "Who are you? Who are you?" And they're saying it's going to be an underhanded dig at this guy, but it's supposed to be about Lane. And my argument is, I'm trying to build Lane, bro. Like, I'm trying to make Lane, build Lane up. Why would I have a bunch of people saying, "Who are you?" So right out the gate, this fucking storyline is just going to shit. And as the months go on, I have less and less control of the story. If there's any story I have control of, it's what I put out on the podcast. And I show up to... Dude, Jeff, get this. There was one show he brings Lane in Mannington. They have me on commentary, and it's 2 shows in Mannington. One's in the afternoon, one's in the evening. So I'm doing commentary, and Lane's not on the first show. And I thought that was weird. The motherfucker forgot that he had booked Lane. So while I'm on commentary, they start whispering in my ear, "Hey, you're going to go in the ring and check on Rucker, then Lane's going to come out and da-da-da-da-da." And while I'm trying to do commentary, they're telling me all this shit. Well, of course, me and Lane, the professionals that we are, pulled it off without a hitch somehow. But just to let you know, like I said, this dude forgot he even booked him. We pulled it out, sets up a match with DD, everything goes fine. So that's just kind of an example. Everything was always getting changed day of. And I know that happens in wrestling. But I was told, now get this, Jeff, I got a raise. I got a raise in all this mix, okay? I was making $20, had to fight for that. That's a whole nother story. But I started getting paid $20 a show. So whenever T-Bone and them left, I stood on business, and I don't know if you remember what happened, but I talked my shit, and they tried to get me to leave with them and all this, and I said no, and I told Tim what they were doing. They were going to try to start their own promotion. So Tim says, "You know what? We haven't really appreciated you the way we should. I'm going to bump your pay up $10. The next week, he's like, "Well, now that you're booking the angle and, you're getting some screen time, we can't really pay you that $30. And, dude, I'm happy to book. I'm happy to book and be a character and all that. So I'm like, fuck it, let's fucking do it. So I take the pay cut, even though, I'm a performer at this point. So maybe I should get more, but don't get it twisted. I don't want to get paid as much as the boys. Hell,
I can give you an extra 20 right now if you're willing to do something for it.
But again, like I say, at 20, I was getting paid more than some of the boys. 30, now I'm really making money, So
you can probably retire, dude. Don't spend it all in one place.
Well, the funny thing about the raise was I got it once. I did get paid it once. And then next show, they evened it out. They knew what they were doing. Next show, well, we was a little light. Here's 10, which he's not the first guy to do that and won't be the last. So it keeps on going, man. We get to Mannington. He has the plan changed probably 8 times that day. You know who saved that match in Mannington, the tag match? Fucking Lane came up with the idea for the ending. So keeps our story going. They bring back Twist, big moment at Fairmont State. And dude, we were pretty hot for a minute. People were talking, people were biting. And let me tell you, Jeff, all the boys wanted it on this. Not all of them, but I'm getting messages all the time. What if this happened? What if this happened? There was talks of getting Dustin Alexander in the mix. We was going to turn Bake face for the first time in forever, maybe ever in RSW. I don't know. There was talk of turning Bake face to help me out. I mean, there was... People wanted in on this, is my point. Made me feel pretty good about it. The story's going well somehow. Even though, they bring back Twist, me and Twist hug in the ring. Now Twist don't like me immediately after. He must have remembered he don't like me, storyline-wise. It was a confusing clusterfuck. So, going into Monongah, Jeff, I'm kind of firing through this story within 10 minutes. So, did I lose you anywhere along the way? Do you have any questions?
No, I'm following so far.
You're following so
I'm
far?
processing it all.
And let me tell you, Jeff, we didn't really talk before this. If I'm being a super bitch, because I know I'm being a bitch, but if I'm being a super bitch at any point, please do call me out on it and say...
As the host of this podcast, what I'd like to do is I'll let you get what you need to say, and then I'll give a comment once you're done telling your story.
Well, we're more than halfway through, so if you have any comments, please help me pad out this episode.
I would just say right now, so far, from everything you've said, is, so far what you've said is pretty much everything that happens on a typical indie show, as far as things changing the day of and the $30, dude. Because I'm going to be honest, there's some people working now that should pay the promoter $30 to be able to wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
So you're never going to get rich on the indies unless your name come off TV. But I see both sides. But as far as the stuff changing the day of, that typically happens. Happened on a show I was on last night. It happened last night because a guy showed up that wasn't booked, but the promoter was still nice enough to let him work. So, I see both sides, but continue the story.
Okay. And hey, I know it kind of comes off like I'm an entitled prick, but I wouldn't feel entitled unless I was told you can book the storyline, you can do this, you got a match. Bro, when I was told I had a match coming up, I started dieting. I went to the doctor to get a physical to make sure that I was, in decent shape to have a match.
The only gym you're hitting is Jim Beam.
Motherfucker, I'm in the best shape of my life right now without a gym, just climbing these fucking hills, so you kiss my ass. All right, so along the way, I've left out a good part. They keep telling me I can start training. They're going to train me for this match. And you know how it was back then. They didn't have a school. All the boys were getting in the ring before the shows and, practicing their shit. So finally, after about 4 shows, this is what happened, Jeff. This is a story in itself. After the show at I don't even remember where it was. It's irrelevant. But I'm setting up the ring every show, doing what a wrestler in training does. Doing all the heavy loading and unloading and setting up rings and all that shit. So we have a show. Show's over, and they come to me and they say, hey, we need you to shoot something backstage. We're going to have Logan and Dustin get into it, and we need you to shoot it. So the segment starts happening. I'm recording it. Nobody told me that I wasn't the one recording it. They was going to have somebody else record it on their phone. So this motherfucker fucking pushes me. You can watch, the footage is still out there. Fucking Tim puts his fucking hands on me and pushes me. I was infuriated, bro. I walked off because I know if I fucking tried to do anything, or even, he's got a million yes men, and even if he don't have the yes men that aren't workers, a lot of those workers are loyal to him, and for good reason. I'm not even talking shit. He's employed them. He's known them longer than me, so I'm outnumbered. If I get in a fight with Tim, I'm fucking outnumbered. So I walk off. When I walk back, I see the ring's empty. I was like, fuck it. Nobody wants to train me. I'm going to train myself. So I hopped in that ring, Jeff, and I decided I was going to fucking take a bump. What do you think happened? I guarantee you know what happened. What do you think happened when I tried to take a bump?
You spent that $20 taking a bump. It probably didn't even get you where you need to be.
I'm just
kidding.
I was so mad, I threw myself back as hard as I could,
And gave yourself a concussion.
Yes, sir, I did. Yes, sir, I did. I about
Well,
knocked.
you showed them, dude. You concussed yourself. You showed them.
Ha
Good
gotcha.
job. Yeah. I'll show you. You ain't got to push me. I'll concuss myself.
So yeah, right out the gate I concussed myself. So they are nice enough. Sometime that week they set up the ring at Tim's house for everybody to train, but let's get Lou in there and start training him. Well, now I got it in my head, I'm going to hit my head. So I'll be the first to say my bumps were terrible. So now the match is off the table. Nah, Lou can't bump, da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, well, check it out. If I'm not... You're frozen the weirdest fucking way right now. Anyway, at least you're going. I'll keep telling... There you are. So yeah, now the match is off the table. So I'm like, all right, no match. I'm not setting up the ring. And I'll be there. I'll be there to do commentary, run camera, whatever you need me to do. But I'm not helping unload or load that ring. That's for the boys. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still need you to help set up. And I talked to a few of the boys. I was like, as a commentator, should I be helping setting up the ring? And like, I don't know. That's kind of something for the boys, man. So now the match is...
I will say this
Mhm.
real quick. I've never, and again, dude, this could be just me, and again, I'm trying to be unbiased here, dude, because, regardless, it's going to be my fault. So, but I will say this, I've never seen a commentator on any of the shows I've been on help set up with anything other than the sound equipment or, the cameras or whatnot, but I've never seen them actually touch the ring to set up and tear down. Not saying it don't happen, just on the shows I've been on, I've never seen it happen.
Well,
Now, I've seen ring crew, I've seen security guards, I've seen parents of the workers, I've seen everybody grab the ring, but I've never seen commentators grab the ring.
I'll be straight up with you. It's because just about everybody on that roster, besides Rucker and some of the young guys, have an excuse they're not going to touch that ring. Well, I want a title. Why am I going to set up the ring?
And before my words get twisted, I'm not talking about wrestlers turned commentators. I've seen them do their shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about pure just commentators out the gate.
Yeah.
I've never seen them touch the ring.
There you go. So I'm like, I'm not touching the ring. So, da-da-da. So the next week, the match is back on. So, okay, all right, whatever. I get in the ring a few more times, try to bump. I'm not going to say my bumps were great, but we're working on it. So I'm told, the match is back on. So where are we going with this? We're getting ready for Monongah Fuzz Fest. What a shit show. And bro, I know I'm putting a lot out there, but there's so much I could say just to destroy this fucking company. But I won't. A lot of it's not my story to tell. I'm just telling the stuff that pertains to me. Fuzz Fest was a shit show. It's an all-day event in Morgantown. We was there from 9 in the morning till midnight, basically. Past midnight, I'm sure. And, of course, you're in Morgantown all day. Bands, big old party. 95% of us were drinking. By the time the main event came, Jeff, I was out. Like, God bless Brandon. He had to take over camera duties for me. But Fuzz Fest was a shit show. I'm trying to think of why I was Oh, Fuzz Fest. Okay, this is why. So I walk up to Tim on Fuzz Fest, and I was just trying to get an idea of what we were going to do with the video. So I says to Tim, I say, remember last year whenever we did Spooky Lou's Birthday Bash Extravaganza? Now, I'm not trying to get a 2 out of it. I'm very happy to get 1. But I think that's what he thought I was trying to do, is try to get my name on the title of it. And I was just pitching it that we could put out the whole event like we did that. And he says in front of all the boys, nobody gives a fuck about your birthday, Lou, which... okay, whatever. But it's just the way he always talked to me in front of the boys. Always.
I'll be honest. I could say at least one person doesn't. That's the host of this podcast.
Hey, fair enough.
Because I don't know when it is. And I bet you don't know when mine is either.
I do not.
Asshole.
Mine was last week.
Today, and you didn't even wish me happy birthday.
You're full of shit. I know it wasn't today.
I am.
You wouldn't be fucking with. You wouldn't be wasting your time with me right now if it was your birthday. You're full of shit. So. You want to know how petty I am, Jeff? You can call me a bitch on this. What really set me off on my birthday last year, I'm getting all these birthday wishes. This is going into Monongah after Fuzz Fest. And Tim never said happy birthday. So that's why I cut the promo I did at the end of the night, I was like, all right, obviously this dude, we're not friends like he says we are. I told him numerous times, I know you don't like me. I don't know why. And numerous people have told me the motherfucker's jealous of you. And I get it. But that was when I cut the promo saying, hey, if SNS loses, I'll leave. And I shot it, even the place I shot it had a reason, Jeff. Everything has a fucking reason with me. So I shot it in this room that we were building on for my kids. I don't even think I've told you this story behind the scenes. We'd built on a room for my kids, and we had paid the guy up front, and he did half the work and bailed with all the money. So I'm telling Tim about it. We're not going to let your kids be cold this winter. They're going to be in that room. I'll make sure it's taken care of. So he gets one of his friends. You probably know who it is. And they start working. They come over a day, maybe 2 days, and they start getting shit done. This guy tries to pull the same shit the other guy does. He wants all the money. He wants $200, and he'll be back to finish it. And I'm like, bro, I'll pay you for what you did, but I just got ripped off. There's no way I'm paying you all this. And guess what? Paid him the 100. Never came back to finish it. So that's why I shot the promo where I did. It was right there in that unfinished room.
Well, shit, dude. That's how you pay your employees. I'll be by tonight. We'll finish that thing.
Oh, it's finished now. It's been a year, bro.
Just give me 100 in advance, and I'll be back. I promise.
There you go. Yeah, man. And that's kind of the thing, man. Like, I was stupid and naive into thinking these guys were my family, and this was my... But me and you's had these discussions. I don't need fucking family outside of my family. Neither do you. We've got our real family at home. We don't need the bullshit or the dumb shit that comes with these fucking, guys you meet through wrestling. There's some good ones, but there's some shitheads as well. So, I cut the promo. Now, I have 2 theories, bro. I say if he leaves, I'm leaving RSW. So did Tim see the promo and then change the booking to get rid of me? Or was it like how he acted, he found out about the promo that day? Because the event was on Saturday, I think. I think it was either Thursday or Friday. Twist calls me and says, the finish has been changed. We're losing now. And I was like, dude, if you lose, I'm sticking to the promo and I'm leaving. So I'm not sure if they was like, here's our chance to get rid of the motherfucker or what. But have I told you what was supposed to happen in Monongah?
No.
Okay. Well, before we get to Monongah, do you have any questions or anything, input on this story so far?
I think so far, dude, and again, this is me from outside looking in, because a lot of this information, we talk regularly, but I'm just finding this information out live on air.
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably, like, as far as the room thing being, dude, you never pay nobody in advance. I've learned that over the years, for nothing, dude. I wouldn't pay my own mother in advance. You just don't do it because, sadly, nobody's word means anything anymore. And as far as, the family and the brotherhood and the business, I can tell you firsthand, and this isn't about those guys specifically, because I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now before we go any farther. I like probably 89% of that roster. Yeah, I mean, maybe 85%. But, I mean, the majority of the roster I do like. I don't have nothing against. There's a few that I would say that I will have I like 85% of them. This ain't about me. But I would say what you said, dude, there is no family in the business and there's no boys. You've got to understand, dude, this business is based off work. You work people, and sadly, people work you in real life and also in the ring. So, it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. At what point you just start to say, this ain't a good fit? Mm-hmm. And again, I'm not taking either side because, I'm trying to be neutral as possible, but right's right and wrong is wrong. And the thing is, when you kind of cut that promo as a promoter, if you said you're leaving or whatever, I would have said, okay, then, we either put him over and he stays or we make him lose and he leaves. I mean, that's your options right there. Yep. It's pretty cut and dry. Mm-hmm. Because now you've done put it out to the internet world that if these guys lose, you're gone. Yep. So you have to stick to it at that point.
Yeah. I agree 110%. And that's why I did it. You know, and I mean, believe me, dude, I knew that last week was probably my last week in the business. Me and Rucker went to Louisville to the OVW Arena to a movie premiere. I hit up USW for the first time, so I kind of knew I was on my way out, so I made sure to make the most of it. So, did he know about the promo? I don't know. He acted like he didn't. So, let's see. Has anything happened before show day? I don't think so. So, we get to Monongah. I know the shit's going to go down. I'm the first one there. I got the key to the building, set up all the chairs and shit myself. And people start rolling in. Tim doesn't speak to me. Dakota doesn't speak to me. And I'm like, all right. But at the same time, don't get it twisted. I didn't speak to them either because things are pretty tense. At Fuzz Fest, he told us we couldn't drink. I walk in there with a six-pack, and he's like, I told you guys you couldn't drink. And I was like, it's my birthday. Kiss my ass. I straight up told him. Because the way I look at it, Jeff, I did this numerous times in the business. If I'm not going to get paid, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. If you're not going to pay me, I'm going to fucking do what I want to do. And I did that many a times. And just for the petty reason that it made me feel better. So I was doing what the fuck I wanted to do. So I'm sure, you know, he had his reasons to be pissed at me and everything. But at the same time, I'm giving you your fucking hottest storyline of the year, and I'll fucking stick by that because enough fucking people have said that. Besides me and Lane was the fucking storyline. So the plan was get through Monongah, and December, me and Lane one-on-one in Monongah. Blah, blah, blah. So, the plan for Monongah, Dee Dee came up with this plan. The original plan was for...
I just want to say this. Hosting this pizza hosting this podcast is so boring, I ordered a damn pizza. Stop. No, just keep going. I'm listening.
You couldn't even get it out right, so kiss my ass. So, the whole thing was I kept screwing up SNS. I kept screwing up their matches. My whole point of view was I was a baby face, but I'm a flawed human. I want the best for the business, so I keep screwing up, you know, just to show that people are human. So, I keep screwing them over, so I'm barred from ringside in Monongah. So Dee Dee comes up with this idea that he'll give me an old pair of his tights, I'll wear a mask. We came up with the most ridiculous getup possible. I'll leave, go outside and change, and when the shit starts going down in the match, I'll run in this getup, save the day. SNS wins 1, 2, 3. I unmask. Hey guys, I saved the day. And everybody's happy, and then I added this to it, even for bonus points. Well, they don't forgive me yet, because I've screwed them up enough. So they take off my shirt, and they chop me in the front and back. I was going to take chops in the front and back. I thought it'd be, and then we all hug. Happy ending for everybody. We did parades, bro. I walked around Monongah, straight up, talked to people one-on-one, put up flyers everywhere I could. In my mind, Jeff, I really thought we was going to fucking sell out Town Hall. Well, guess, are you jacking off to this story, bro?
Right,
okay.
No, the story's not that good. I'm hitting my throat.
But, bro, I was convinced that we were going to fucking, me and Lane were going to show them that this is how it's done, this is how you book, and guess what? Not a whole lot of people showed up. So that kind of
And that's what I was going to say. I wasn't familiar with I do remember the angle, but I do remember it was not a good payoff as far as house-wise.
Right, yeah. And dude, the internet, I mean, dude, how many thousands? I think 93K on the slap. And
But I will tell you this from my experience.
Mm-hmm.
When you think you're going to draw big, you usually don't draw. And when you don't think you're going to draw shit, you draw. It's weird.
Yep.
There's no way to really gauge it.
And going into it, another thing that was going on, Tim kept pressing these fucking DVDs. He wanted me to make them DVDs. And I knew in my heart, if I make DVDs, I'm not going to get paid for it. None of the boys are going to get paid for it. It's all going to go to him. And I told him, I'm not doing DVDs. He even started telling me that the people that run Clarksburg, they were going to buy me a computer. We're going to make sure you're taken care of, because I told him it would wear down my computer. Well, we're going to make sure you're bought a new computer. Then rumors are going around that they're going to start running shows at Monongah, and I'm going to get the book from Monongah. So, always dangling that carrot, bro. Always dangling that carrot. So, show day comes. Like I say, they don't talk to me, da-da-da-da-da, all that shit. And right before, about an hour before showtime, after he has the meeting and shit, Lou, we got to talk to you. They take me back in that kitchen, close the door, him and Dakota. What was that promo about? I was like, well, I thought it would add some stakes to the match. In my mind, I'm thinking, well, I wanted a little bit of control back of the storyline you told me I was booking. But, well, you know, we're building Lane up, and he's about to win the PWL title, and, you know, we can't have him losing. And I'm like, well, why can't Benny take the pin then, you know? Well, you know, this is just how it's going to be, and you can't be doing shit like that, which I get his frustration. It's his company. So as soon as I go to retort and, you know, give my side of things, hey, what do you think about this camera angle? Da-da-da-da-da, and they just change it on me. They fucking give James's fucking girlfriend's son the roaming cam because he had done something at home to piss him off. So it still don't make sense to me, bro. They punish this kid by making him run roaming cam when he don't give a shit about wrestling. He don't know how to shoot wrestling, so you're just hurting yourself. So that had me pissed off too. 2 matches deep, and I was like, get this camera off this kid and find somebody else to run it, which they did.
I've had to go to some shows that I could view as punishment. Like, what did I do to deserve this?
Well, this was like a 15-year-old kid.
Boy.
This was like a 15-year-old kid that didn't know shit about wrestling. Nothing against the kid. Like, if it was me at 15 years old and I wasn't a fan, I would sit there and just hold the camera too, you know? So nothing against the kid, whatever. And, of course, we know how everything went down. They told me, you go in there, you take the belt from Lane. Lane acts like you hit him with it. We disqualify SNS. I do exactly what they said to do, bro. I went in there, played the part, tried to well up tears in my eyes like I was, you know, upset. Everybody said I did a great job. And
No, you was your time.
I probably was. Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. So, yeah, I left pretty pissed. And I don't know. I think we talked a little bit that night. And the next day's Duzan's wedding, right back at Town Hall. And this is what really showed me, you know, about brotherhood and family. I think two of the boys, Brandon and the WizCan, showed up to Duzan's wedding, besides myself. I mean, Tim and, you know, his crew were there, but nobody showed up for Duzan's wedding. And that kind of showed me things there, too, like, this isn't a brotherhood. So,
Dude, I've been in the fucking hospital and these motherfuckers don't come see me, bro. No, I'm not talking about that crew. I'm talking about my crew. Like, bro, you get let down if you expect these guys to be loyal to anybody but themselves.
Yep.
And that's just a fact of the matter.
Yep. And here's my thing, Jeff. Like, I know some of Tim's background in the business. I know who brought him into the business and who trained him and all this. And that guy was a shithead. And I know there's a lot of shithead veterans in the West Virginia scene. But when do you break the cycle? Just, you know, there's guys. I remember when I was trying to train, I remember Vance Desmond saying, well, we don't have to beat respect into Lou because we know Lou loves it. So if you have a guy like me or somebody that can actually fucking work a match and do good and respects the business, then why do you have to be shitty to him? I get making somebody respect the business, but in the year 2025, when the fuck are we going to break the cycle and quit making people eat the shit sandwich?
Well, but here's the thing, though, dude.
Okay.
It's a double-edged sword because, like, in my case, I just fight the motherfuckers.
Mhm.
And when I do that, then it's always usually my fault or, you know, you can't be doing this, you know. But realistically, back in the 70s and 80s and even early, mid-90s, dude, fights happen in the locker room all the time. Fights happen behind the curtain all the time. You just didn't hear about it because the internet didn't exist. And
Right.
people handled their business. They went to wrestler's court. They did whatever. And then they went about a day. I got in a fucking fist fight just last night, dude. And 10 minutes later, me and the guy sitting there talking like it didn't happen because that's how, my view, that's how things should be handled. If it gets to a certain, when stuff comes to a certain head, dude, a peak, when something peaks, that's how you got to handle things. Now, before anybody switches this motherfucking podcast host's words, because it's my show tonight, and I'm sure it'll get twisted. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying be a bully, and I'm not saying go out there and fight. What I'm saying is sometimes you have to defend yourself, dude. And sometimes two bulls have to lock horns and just see how it goes.
There you go.
Now people would rather
Yep.
text or call, hey, so and so and so and so, and everybody just talks shit about everybody. Everybody's just politicking, trying to get one up on the next person. And then you walk in the locker room, dude, and you can feel the fucking animosity, but you don't even know who to confront because you don't know what's been said or who said what or whose side somebody's on. It's just a toxic environment all the way around, dude.
Yeah. And man, like, after all this shit went down, of course I left the company. And believe me, I wanted to get on the podcast then and put it all out there. But there was a part of me that was like, you know, I got to be in the business for 3 years. You know, I had a lot of great memories, so let's just call it cut and dry. Well, I think you know what happened a few months ago. I did a little podcast about a company not paying me, and I put it out there about that company. None of RSW's business. You saw what happened. They was like, here's our chance. Somebody else is pissed at Lou. Let's fucking jump on him. And that really showed me. Dude, okay. Before we even get that far, I swallowed my pride and I showed up at Krampus Mania. I fucking hugged the motherfucker. Thanked him for everything. And even though it wasn't genuine, I'm sorry if I did anything to hurt you or offend you. Come to find out, he was so pissed I showed up and da-da-da-da-da and all this shit. And, you know, and then the next time I see him, hey, man, what you doing? Da-da-da-da-da. And then once this podcast comes out, everybody's talking shit. I mean, come to find out, I guess the guys that I thought were my friends, which, whatever, it doesn't hurt my feelings. It just lets me know, well, I can get on the podcast and talk shit because that was another thing. I didn't want to put it all out there because I didn't want to hurt the reputation because I had friends that worked for that company. Now I have like 2 friends that work for that company. So here we are. So like I say, I gave you how they switched things on me last minute, basically got rid of me. So that kind of puts it all in a nutshell, Jeff. Where do we go from here?
I mean, from the outside looking in, man, like when you went back, I personally don't ever want to go anywhere I'm not welcome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I get your point of view because you was probably trying to like mend fences and you love it, dude. You love it just like they love it. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, though, if I'm not welcome somewhere, I'm not going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yeah, I'm kind of going through situations like that where you don't see me at certain promotions anymore just because, dude, I mean, I'm not going to feel like I'm a burden somewhere, dude. Like, I'll just go somewhere else. It's not a big deal to me. You know what I mean? I hate to be like Matt Riddle, but, you know, it's kind of like he always says on these podcasts, like, what do you think about so-and-so saying that about you? Or what do you think about... I always say I don't care, dude, because I'll beat them up if they ever come to say it to me. Like, it's that... I mean, it's very simple, dude. I can... You know, I have a shoot fighting background, and I'm not saying nobody else does. Like,
Right.
Vance Desmond, that dude can shoot. I know for a fact. Like, Kincaid's another. He knows all kinds of jiu-jitsu and stuff. I mean, there is guys out there that, like, know their stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but my mentality is kind of different than yours because at the point where it's kind of like, okay, this ain't working out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not showing up hugging people and shit like that. I'm just going to say, look, bro, like, you know, let's count it what it was. It was a learning experience. I wish y'all the best. Y'all probably won't wish me the best, but whatever, and wash my hands of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, as far as, like, the other promotion, if the guy, again, and this ain't RSW, I'm going by what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm.
If the guy from the other promotion had promised to pay you and didn't pay you, then he's a shithead, dude. I mean, it's that simple. I don't know the guy's name. I don't know anything other than what you're telling me. He said he was going to pay you. He didn't pay you.
Yep.
So, but I think he did eventually pay you after you made a stink about it, right?
After the podcast went out, I got $50 the next day.
Okay, so I mean, maybe that's what it took was a little exposure to get your money. You know what I'm saying?
This is the only weapon I have is this fucking podcast, Jeff.
But I will say, good on that promoter for eventually paying you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's why I'm not saying him or the promotion.
It shouldn't have took a podcast to get you your money.
Yeah.
Hey, that pump's in the house. If you're looking for the motor downstairs.
And that's the thing, Jeff. Like, I know people's been screwed over way worse in the business. Like, I called it the Mononga screw job because I felt like Bret Hart. But guess what? Bret Hart worked for WWE for like 20 years in Madison Square Garden, numerous WrestleManias, a lot of money coming in, and worked a lot harder than I did. But I don't think people realize the work I put into RSW, bro. Now I gotta watch my language. Hi, bud.
You think Jeff Paul's mean? Wait till you see this one.
See, yeah, you gotta lighten things up because it's about to get
This is the 2.0 right here.
2.0.
You go jump in your bounce house?
Yeah.
All right. Tell them bye.
Bye.
Bye, bud. Have fun.
I'm going now.
He said I'm going to the mall.
Nice. But that's the thing. Like, I know people have been screwed over way worse. Like, but it's the work, Jeff. I'm talking daily. I would sit in this room and edit. Or if I wasn't editing, I was doing a podcast to promote a show. If I wasn't doing that, I was putting out flyers on Facebook or going with the boys to put up paper flyers or doing voiceovers. And it goes on and on, man. I dedicated so much of my life to that. And around Mononga, me and the wife started fighting because there was too much wrestling and not enough home life. And Tim knew. I told Tim what was going on at home. He knew damn well what was going on. So after that, I'm like, man, I need a break. Give me a month. Let me have a month. And if you still want to have the match in December with me and Lane, I'm all for it. And he was like, all right. And next day, bro, within minutes of me telling him I wanted a month off, I was removed from all the group chats, all the passwords were changed, and I was like, oh shit, it looks like I'm not coming back. They showed up to get the cameras. I'm like, hey man, thank you for everything, all I need's a month and I'll be back. Okay, brother, we'll work it out. And after that,
Yep.
they got their cameras back, and that's all it was. And I'll be the first to say, bro, I was using their cameras. A lot of the boys were giving me ride to shows. Tim was giving me ride to shows. I'm not downplaying anything they did for me, but they got a lot of work and then some in return. So I don't know what causes all this hatred towards me, I think's my point. I would have never done this podcast if they hadn't started piping off a few months ago. But fuck it, if this is how you fucking want it.
Like, what I would say is it's probably, I feel like it shouldn't have come to this on either side. It should have been just a conversation. I mean, here's what I always say, dude. And this is me being this is me talking, not as a wrestler, not as an entertainer, but as a man. I think it's always so tragic, dude. It's one of the saddest things you can witness when you're alive is watching a friend become an enemy. I think it's such a sad thing to watch that happen because at one time you were a friend, you know what I'm saying? And I experience it all the time. Like, it's very sad to watch it. I said it's one of the saddest things you'll see in your life is when you see a friend become an enemy, dude.
Yeah.
I've dealt with it before, you know what I mean? And it's sad, dude, because you think, man, one time this was my boy, dude. You know what I mean? Like, we were close. We talked daily, and now whatever, you know what I'm saying? But sadly, dude, it's the way the world operates, and you really do just got to stay in your own lane anymore. And by that, I mean, don't be a coward, don't be a bitch. Just worry about, you can only control what you can control, dude. And it's taken me like 8 years to learn that. Like,
Yep.
You cannot, what are you looking for now?
A hammer.
It's in that drawer. Okay. But it's like, dude, like, there's not, I used to always want to be liked and stuff. And I mean, I promise you this, dude. Nobody in this world, not Jesus Christ himself, is liked by everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to, something you have to accept, bro. Like, there's people that's never spoke a word to me that hate my guts.
Right.
So be it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not paying my bills. They're not. You just have to just not worry about it and just control what you can control.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Like, I did have good times with a lot of these guys. And to find out that they's talking shit, no, I didn't cry. I didn't lose no sleep about it. But I was like, well, okay, I guess there goes a friend. I mean, hell, talk about Twist. I haven't talked to Twist in months. Whenever the shit went down, wherever I did the podcast about the dude not paying me and shit, I told him, I was like, if I don't get paid by this date, I'm doing a podcast about it. And we talked every day leading up to that podcast. Well, when everybody started talking shit, I saw that fucking goofy motherfucker James Knight made a post about me. And I fucking got right on the post. And I was like, well, I know this is about me, yada, yada, yada. Oh, no, it's just a blanket statement. It's not about you in general, but the shoe fits where it. Well, I knew it was about me. But the point of the story is, Twist can't stand this motherfucker. We talked shit on this dude, and I know he can't stand this dude, but I saw him heart react the post. I saw he heart reacted it. So I was just like, fuck it. I won't message Twist. Let's see if he messages me. And that was like 3 months ago, and that was who I considered my boy in the business. Haven't heard from him, which is fine. You want me to really kill things? After all that shit went down, who do you think the one worker was that talked to me daily afterwards?
Who?
Lane.
Oh yeah, I mean Lane's just a genuine human dude.
Well,
He's a good person.
And that's not down in anybody else. Just
He's a
Lane
good
knew the
worker,
situation.
man.
Yeah, he takes
He's
it
a good
seriously.
worker. And I mean, the thing is, dude, like, I won't say anything bad about Twiz because I've always had good interactions with him. You know what I'm saying? He's always, I mean, I think he's like, there's a few others you could name that I could probably say some negative shit about, but like Twist, I've always had good interaction with.
Right. I'm not, and don't get it twisted, I'm not talking shit on Twist. I'm just saying I don't talk to him because of this shit.
I see, too, I mean, it's sad, dude, and I wish y'all's friendship didn't end. But the ultimate thing, dude, is like, you got a little taste, you got a small taste of what's like to be in the business.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and now you see, like, what we deal with daily with this shit.
Yeah.
So.
And it's minute stuff, but when it's minute stuff every day, and don't get it twisted, when this fucking idiot Justin Case called CPS and CPS showed up at my house, that's a fucking pretty big deal in my book. And that was because of fucking wrestling. I still hear about it from this day from my wife.
So I don't know who that guy is you just named.
He's a piece of shit manager, never did shit in the business. He was a manager, and Tim brought him back after he'd been gone for like 15 years.
I wouldn't do that to my worst enemy, bro.
Well, but but that happened because I stood up for RSW. I told Tim what was going on, and that was what they did to me to retaliate. So, and like I say, that's when he told me, "Hey, man, I know we don't appreciate you enough, and but we're going to." Man, here we are a year later, and I know I tried to mend fences, man. I've seen him. I talked to Tim a few times after that, but the dude don't like me, and he doesn't. I don't hate anybody, but if you're gonna hate me, then fuck you, Tim Cross. I hate you. Like that's just the way it is. Fuck it. Fuck that motherfucker. As far as the boys, some of them can go straight to hell, and you know who I'm talking about. I'm not even gonna mention their name because that's gonna get them some sort of notoriety. But a lot of them I still do like. I don't hear from them. That's fine, but I get it, bro. A lot of those guys aren't going to get booked by anybody but Tim. A lot of those guys don't want to go anywhere but Tim's. So I get it. They're going to be loyal to him. I totally understand that. So, I don't know,
I'm
man.
probably blowing hot air here, dude, but I hope that one day you guys are at least in a situation where y'all could have a man-to-man conversation. And again, dude, I'm not trying to sound like the fucking Pope or whatever. I'm just saying it would be nice, even if it's years down the road, you guys are able to have a conversation. You know what I mean? And say each other's piece.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about meeting up and beating the hell out of each other. I'm saying it'd be nice if y'all could just say, hey, dude, let's hash this out. Again, not my issues, dude. I've done business with both of y'all. Both of y'all have done right by me. I talk to you probably more because, I mean, you are still helping me with my career, furthering it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And, dude, kudos to Tim because he gave me opportunities early in my career that I wouldn't have got elsewhere, and I'm thankful for that. You know what I'm saying?
I'll call a spade a spade. I wouldn't be talking to you right now if I didn't know Tim.
Yeah, I mean, so I have, love for both individuals involved. Now, there's a couple others there. Like I said, I'm not going to say their names either. There's two in particular. well, one I've done handled, but I plan on handling again. But then the second one, I see constantly bullying people online, constantly making little submental posts. Actually, come and work the show for me, bro. I did a service for them. They come and done a show for me. You know, I didn't book them. They came. I was doing a solid for Tim. They came to my show, and then wanted to take a little sneak shot at me, and I jump in the inbox, and it's tough at first, and I say, okay, dude, well, what's your address? You know what I mean? What's up? And then the whole tone changes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll, like I said, there's only two that I'm going to see, and that's it. The rest, I've had pretty good interactions with. I mean, hell, I work with a lot of them weekly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Lane, Rucker, like I've had good interactions with. But as far as you and Tim goes, dude, it's a very sad situation. And, I will say this, and they'll probably catch me heat. I think there was some mistakes made on both ends as far as communication goes. I think if you were going to do the storyline, it should have been said right out the gate, here's what you're allowed to do, here's what you're not allowed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
And I think you can agree with that. You
Oh,
know
yeah,
what I mean? Like,
for sure.
you're not allowed to do a promo. You are allowed to do a promo. You can say this, but you can't say that, or, whatever. And vice versa, dude. I think, it should have been made clear on his end. Like, hey, you need, if we're going to go through with this, you're going to have a little bit of say-so, but at the end of the day, I'm the final shot caller. Because most promoters are, dude. Like, I mean, most promoters have veto powers. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's something they don't like. But there's a way to go about it. So,
Oh, believe
again,
me.
it sucks, dude.
I'm on here
mean-
saying fuck Tim Cross, and if he hates me, then I hate him. But at the same time, there's still something in me that I could destroy the motherfucker. There's so much shit I could say on this podcast. I
But
could
here's
talk.
the thing you gotta ask yourself, bro, and this is real time me saying this seriously. And I would ask him the same thing he's on here. If Tim died tomorrow, dude, how would you feel? Would you only remember the bad, or would you be sympathetic and remember the
I don't
good?
know because I'm not in that spot. I don't know. I really
Yeah,
don't.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
And,
don't
and
know.
that would be the worst spot ever to be in. But I'm just saying, that's what I always try to think.
Right on.
Like, you can do it. That's what I think is, you know what I mean? Like, that's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what I was
You
going
can
to
take the
say.
tag off, dude.
I could say all kinds of wild shit on this podcast that is very true, that could fucking ruin them. But because, I got an opportunity in the business, there's a lot of things I would not have had without Tim and, allowing me to do what I did with RSW. So I don't talk about why we lost this venue or the time we had to sneak. I'm not going to name names or talk about the situation, but y'all want to keep talking shit on the internet, know that I know, and we could really fucking get some headlines going.
But here's the thing,
But I
dude,
won't.
I'll tell you this.
But I won't.
And again, and vice versa to him.
Mm-hmm.
At the time those things were happening, y'all were on good terms.
Right on.
So, like, right now, if you and I are on good terms, and I tell you a secret,
Yeah.
and then we fall out tomorrow, you shouldn't go tell people the secrets I told you I trust when we were on good terms.
You're
You
right.
see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because at the time I said it to you as a friend, and that's the same situation there. Y'all were friends at the time that this stuff was going on, and you were part of company. So, it's kind of like, don't be disgruntled employee, but still defend yourself and stand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
still stand on what you say and believe. But at the time, like, when all this stuff's going, you can't really say, well, I know all this if you were still working there at the time. And
Yeah.
I feel the same way about stuff now, dude. There's promotions like I work for that's in all kinds of stupid shit and shady shit. But at the time, I'm working there. I may not be participating, but I'm working there. So, I should fucking quit right then and there, dude. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? So
Right on.
now it's like, well, I can't bash it. Now I have a choice. Like, I don't go back to these promotions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm not going to sit there and belittle them on shows that I was working. You know what I mean? Like,
And you raise a good point there, too, Jeff. Until just a few months ago, I'll be honest, I did want to go back. I thought, I could go do commentary. I messaged him, I don't know, earlier in the year, what would it, would the door be open for me to come back? And he said, all the positions are filled right now is what he told me, which I'll give him that. Very, very clever way to word things and give it to me. So whatever. And even after that, I was like, well, maybe I'll go back one day. But after all that shit talking, when the drama had nothing to do with them, believe me, if there's anybody that leaves RSW and wants to talk some shit and tell your story, this is your fucking platform. Fuck them. And you make a good point. I'm not going to go talking and airing dirty laundry. If I was going to, I would have by now. I'm just kind of letting them know, if you want to get fucking stupid, I do fucking have artillery. Is basically what I'm doing.
Kind of one of those things, dude. Hopefully, it just all goes away. I mean, yeah.
Well, it ain't going to go away because I'm on here talking shit when nothing was even going on.
But I mean, in a perfect world, you go about your way and still, continue to do your video work and be successful in your future endeavors, and same for them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we live in an age of social media, and we live in an age of, if I post this, how many likes can I get? Blah blah blah. Or like if I can get my buddies to team up on this guy, how long? Blah blah. Yeah, I mean, so. Sadly, attention is the worst drug out there, and we're all addicted to it. So,
super guilty.
Yeah, I mean, so we're all addicted to attention, and
but I think that's another part of it. I'm here. If you call me out on something, I'm willing to admit it, man. Like I'll tell you, if you think I fucked up, and I'll admit to it. This motherfucker ain't gonna admit he fucked up. So. Yeah, you make some good points. You've been Pope Jeff Paul this episode. Kind of surprising, but
well, no, I try to be good, man, because I mean, you got to think, I just got in a fucking fist fight last night. Yeah, I'm saying, so I'm kind of
almost two.
my adrenaline's gone down a little bit now. So, but dude, I mean, but that's what I'm trying to say, dude. Like, I fist fought a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I both consider us tough, like guys that know how to fight.
Right.
And we got to it, dude. And then 10 minutes later, we're sitting there having a chat in the parking lot. You know what I mean? But that's how it should be handled. But some places, if that happens, instead of fighting, you're just going to see a bunch of Facebook posts and shit, dude. And a bunch of, you know what I mean? Like,
that's another thing.
This chat talking shit.
This dude makes a bunch of vague posts. You know he does. He's Mr. Vague Post himself. Will never name names. He got on there a few months ago when we was going back and forth, and he said, "I'll get on a podcast and talk." And dude, I messaged him. I was like, "You say you'll get on a podcast?" I said, "You let me know when and where, Tim. We'll do it." And he responded, "Oh, I wasn't referring to you, and somebody else already hit me up for a podcast." Motherfucker hadn't been on no podcast, and I know he was talking about me. I was even going to do it live if he wanted to. That way I couldn't edit it or anything, and we talk right here. And it doesn't even have to be right here. I would have talked to him, but he just wants to make his vague post and think he's Mr. King Shit. Well, guess what? I'm Mr. King Shit now. I might not be doing shit, but I'm Mr. King Shit because I said so. You're not calming me down, Jeff. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just letting you get it out, dude.
That's the reason I'm doing this, man. I do have to get it out. Like, I've been stewing on this for a year.
Get it out, dude. Here's the thing, and again, this will probably, somebody will twist my words or whatever, the case may be, but sometimes it's good, dude, just to let it out. But at the same time, dude, I always tell myself, dude, always leave the door open for something. Yeah, I mean, maybe eventually, 10 years down the road, who's to say you guys don't become friends again?
Yeah.
You can't see that vision right now because y'all hate each other or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But y'all may not feel the same about each other in 10 years from now.
I always look at it, if you and Joe Brody can get along and work together, then anything's possible. If Brett can go back to Vince.
We did hate each other. Hell, we may be on the outs right now, but I'll call him tomorrow. But we're cool. I mean, that's what I'm saying, dude. I don't let this stuff bother me, man. Like, it took a long time to get there.
Yeah.
But, and something that helps me, man, is I think to myself too, dude, and I'm not no Pope or whatever up here, or Buddha or whatever. What helps me is I tell myself, what if, there comes a time down the road where we do make amends, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's always hope for that. But, dude, the holidays are coming up.
Right.
Yeah, saying Merry Christmas.
That was my thought when I showed up at Krampus Mania. It's the holidays, man. Why can't we all get
Yeah.
along? And come to find out,
You
he was
showed
furious.
up as the damn Grinch, dude.
I sat in the crowd for what 3 RSW shows, bro. I swallowed my pride, even when Tim himself told me I shouldn't be sitting in no crowds because I'm in the business now, and I
Well, I
swallowed my
know a
pride.
few wrestlers that should be sitting in the crowd. So if I send them your contact info, will you tell them how that works?
Fuck yeah, I'll be happy to, especially if it's who I think you're talking about. I'd love to tell him. He tried to bully me, and he was like, you won't keep that energy in public. And I was like, you know what, man? I wouldn't come up to you talking shit. But if you came up to me talking shit, I'm not going to fucking back down from you. Fuck you, bully-ass motherfucker. And that's the thing, man. He has so many yes men and so many, and just the hate just spreads. And it's just hateful, hateful, hateful. So... And who am I? I'm on here talking shit and just.
But here's the
stirring
thing,
shit.
dude. At the end of the day, like, you probably won't see these people. I'll eventually cross paths with them, and I just keep my receipts. You know what I mean?
Right on.
Take that as however you want to take it, but I keep my receipts. Like I said, you know, I talk to Tim still. I talk to you still. But like I said, about 85% of their roster. There's 2 people there I can't stand, and that's it.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted.
They
This
probably
isn't
probably
fuck
feel the same
RSW.
about me, dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They probably feel the same about me, which is cool. Just stand on it when you see me. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and like I say, this isn't fuck RSW. I could never say that because I do have fond memories. And
To lighten the mood, I did get waxed today.
Ooh.
And I sprayed tan for a wax, so I have really white nipples. And my stomach's really white, too.
Fuck yeah, look at you go. Wow,
So,
that is wild looking.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I got 2 eyeballs for nipples.
Jeff's trying to save the show. Bless his heart.
Yeah.
Well, sir.
If you've stuck around this long, you got to see my nipples.
Well, we've fucking done an hour, Jeff. You've been a good host, and I do want to give it up
tried,
to you.
Dude.
You've been a good friend. I've talked to you, plenty throughout the past year. You were there in Monongah.
Well, you've answered a lot of my calls when I need somebody to vent to, and it's appreciated.
You're one of the few people from this wrestling experience I consider a friend. So I do appreciate that. And
I don't have many myself, dude, but you know what? Here's the thing. It's like I've told you since day one, dude. I've never been an ass kisser, and that's been my biggest downfall.
Me neither, and don't fucking start.
And I'm very hard on myself because, like, I see people getting opportunities that I'm better than, and then I'm like, well, they're doing one thing I'm not doing, and they'll continue to rise, and I guess I'll stay in limbo until somebody comes along that doesn't expect me to kiss their ass and just solely books me based off work.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I told you earlier this week, there's very few people ready and capable of being on TV, and you're one of the very few. I won't put over anybody else because ain't nobody else putting me over, so suck my dick. I ain't going to say your name even if I think you're ready for TV. But, I'll put you over.
Well, I appreciate that, dude, and I think it's, and I've always told you your work is very good. I mean, you continue to help me in my career. You've captured some of my best matches, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Well,
and, the life of the independent wrestler, I still have to take out the garbage. So,
and that was kind of another point why I wanted to do this podcast, Jeff, just to kind of let people know how this shit does work. Again, it's not the craziest thing that ever happened, but if a young guy getting into the business can learn from this and see the warning signs that I didn't see, then if it helps somebody else, then cool. I don't give a fuck. I'll be
you just got to understand, dude, you really don't have a lot of friends in this business.
Yep.
And that's from the most successful companies in the world, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a young kid that told me this brother shit is bullshit. Don't buy into it. And I was like, man, that's hard. That's harsh.
Here's the thing. The guy I just fist fought last night, I consider more a brother than half these guys, dude. We just tried to kill each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's the difference in me, dude. I would rather you come up and punch me in the face than talk crap behind my back or pretend to like me in person.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, sir. And some people respect it, and some can't stand it. But guess what, dude? It is what it is. I'm not going to change for nobody. So,
bro.
And bro, like I said, I mean, what I have, bro, at this point, why would I change? Because here's the thing, dude. Like I told you, I don't have to, dude. I just got back from taking my kids to Disney World, bro. We
Right.
went to all 4 parks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got 3 cars sitting in the driveway, bro. I got a nice home. Like, I don't have to change to be accepted by this community of wannabes, dude. I just don't need it. Like,
Yeah. And hey, Jeff,
whatever.
I
Dude.
don't have a fifth of that, and I'm happy that you have that. But I've got 3 beautiful
Yeah, and I'm not
daughters.
even
I've got
bragging tight, dude.
no, but you're blessed, and I'll say I'm just as blessed because I've got a loving family. I've been with my wife for 20 years. I don't need this shit to be happy. I'm happy
And
right
you
here
know
at
what?
home.
I'll go to my daughter's first basketball game Tuesday and get the same excitement I do being in the ring, dude.
And that's one thing I'll even give Tim, dude. I'll say he's a good dad and he's a good husband.
Well,
But when it comes
he's
to
active in a kid's life, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, I see it all the time.
yeah, but he was a shithead to me, so you can kiss my ass. I've
But,
t-
I mean, facts are facts, dude. He's a good father, and I mean, said he has run a lot of shows this year, and that's shooting it straight.
and I
And
think
I mean,
if he didn't have all these yes men around him kissing his ass, I think things would be a lot different and he could see things as the way they are. But he has assembled a group of fucking yes men cock riders that will tell him what he wants to hear. I call it RSW, Pop the Boys Wrestling. He's not booking for fans, he's booking for him and his buddies. Which, hey man, if it's your company, do what you want to do.
well, dude, I mean, but here's one thing we did talk about last night that somebody in my organization said,
Mm-hmm.
and whether you may agree with the statement or not. Sorry, I'm fixing my gym.
You're good.
Whether you may agree with the statement or not, you have to know there's some truth to it, and that's, dude, the promoter. If they're spending their money, they have final say.
Yeah, 110%.
And you have a choice. You have a choice. If you like what they're saying, stay. If you don't like what they're saying or want you to do, then leave.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because it's their money.
Yep.
And I never really understood that until I started thinking about it. And I'm like, that's actually a good point. Like, they're spending their money on this shit.
Yep.
And if I don't want to do business with them or I'm not happy with where I'm at, I'll just leave.
Yep. I said that
That's not
throughout
like
this
it's,
year. It's his company, man. Even if he did tell me I could book the angle and everything, at the end of the day, it's his company. So what can I do?
And that's not even me being tough when I say it. They're like, oh, I'll just leave. Like, I would just leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would just, like we said earlier, dude. Like, when somebody comes up to me and says, so and so said this, I don't really let it bother me, dude. And they're like, well, are you going to do something about it? No, dude, because what am I going to do until I see this person, dude? Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to lose sleep about it and,
Mm-hmm.
cry about it, dude? No, I'll see them when I see them. And then they can keep the same energy and say it to my face.
Yep. And dude,
And until then, just let them talk up and storm, dude. And,
and
and
that
who
was,
knows, dude? Every dog has their day. They may beat me up. I mean, who knows?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, regardless, dude, that disrespect stuff, it gets tolerated a lot now in the business.
that's what I've always said, man. I didn't give a fuck about the money, but I am big on respect, And
Yeah,
and
it's
there's only
not
so
very
much
of it anymore.
there's only so much a guy like me can do to earn respect, man. That's why I did work my ass off and constantly edit and do anything I could for the promotion, putting up the ring and being the first one there, last one to leave, and all that shit. Because I'm not a worker, so there's only so much I can do to get that respect. I think I got it, but at the end of the day, here I am. So Oh, we almost
And you
saw
gotta
your
think, dude, that
P-bug.
one, what is it?
Nothing. Nothing irrelevant.
That one promotion, that one promotion, that's one promotion, dude, out of a ton. So maybe try somewhere else, dude. Don't let it kill your whole passion.
That's what I tell a lot of these guys, man. Go work for other promotions because that's
it's
what
like
really
losing
opened
a
my.
job, dude. Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, that promotion will continue to go on, and if you want to, your career will continue to go on.
Well,
Y'all just won't be doing it together.
yeah. But that raises a good point, Jeff. I'm glad you said that because that was kind of what opened my eyes to it. The first person to pay me was Remy LeVay. Paid me to run camera for Evil Ways. I go up to VCW, Beastman treats me with respect. And, you know, whatever you want to do, Lou, have at it.
He's a good brother, dude.
Yeah, Derek Stowers at Wrestling Conquest had me come up there and shoot.
Another good guy.
Paid me well, treated me with respect. So that's my thing, man. Like, this place was supposed to be my home, and that's where I get disrespected and shit on in front of the boys the most. And I go to these other promotions day one, and they're just good people and treat me the way they treat everybody. You know, so that's kind of, I tell all these young guys, please go work other promotions and see how it's done at other places. I'm glad you brought that up.
And I think even if there isn't any bad thing, you should get that experience, dude.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Like,
Yes.
I don't think anybody gets the full experience working at one promotion,
No,
regardless if it's a great promotion or not. Like,
when I came up to APW, you know, Joe's always been good to me. You guys are always, you know, either you're never in love, but you know what I mean. But, you know, Joe's always treated me with respect and everything. When I went up to APW.
Dude, I'll do business with anybody that wants to do business, dude, as long as it don't get to the point where it's so disrespectful. I'm getting mad, you know what I mean?
Right
But
on. Yeah, you can't let it ruin your fucking home life.
I've done business with you. I've done business with Tim. I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying? Y'all both always done right by me as far as that goes. But again, dude, this is something that I would love to, in 10 years from now, y'all look back on and be like, man, that was so stupid.
Yeah, oh, dude, it is stupid. I'll be the first to say it. And me doing this podcast makes it even stupider. But you know what? It's the 1 year anniversary, so that's my excuse. It was a year ago that it happened, and I've been wanting to fucking talk about it on the podcast, but better time than now. So
Look at my white stomach and my white nipples, dude.
I love it. I love it.
But no, for real, man, you just gotta, y'all got to, I would say, if y'all can't make up, dude, it would just be best for each other just to go about your separate ways and just do business, dude.
Yeah. And that's kind of, you know, what we've been doing, but I see the jabs here and there, and people send me screenshots, and I have people that tell me things, and
Dude,
it's
I
not
get
who
the
he
same
thinks
thing,
it is.
Not from the people you're talking about, but I see all the time. But here's the thing, bro. Like I said, I never want to be in a situation, and it took me years to know this, where like I'm letting words hurt me, dude.
Yeah.
Because then I've lost total control of myself, dude. And I'm giving these people their way.
Yep. Yep, they say the best revenge is, you know, live your best life. And I really think I have, especially this summer, man. I've been living it up and not doing anything fancy, just going in the woods with the kids or watching some bats in the backyard with the kids and gardening and all this weird shit I've been doing. I've been happy as hell. But
Dude, when you're long gone, they'll still have those memories, you know what I'm saying?
there you go.
So, I mean, that's the thing. You can't replace time with your children, dude.
Yep, yep.
But whoever calls CPS on you for that, fuck them, because that's wrong.
Well,
You don't do that shit, dude.
CPS showed up, saw we was good parents, and nothing fucking came of it. But yeah, that's one person I'll never forgive. And if I see that old motherfucker that fucking smokes crack, has a special bowl, tells you can't fucking hit the bowl because it don't have weed in it, fuck that motherfucker. Fucking Golden
Where's the
Henry.
kids at? Come on, kids.
Oh, gotta watch my mouth. There might be kids.
No, they're the...
Jeff, I've kept you for well over the regular time of the show, so if you have any final words, we'll wrap this bitch up, sir.
Dude, I guess they've done brought a kitten home or something.
Oh,
I
shit.
swear to God, dude, it never stops. Dude,
There's 7 more.
it never stops. Dude.
There's 7 more, Dad.
And I don't want any of them.
You gotta collect them all, like Pokemon.
All right, dude. Well, I'll talk to you later.
That's not how you wrap up a show. It's not very professional.
Hey, I will be professional. I'm Jeff Paul here. And thank you to my guest, Spooky Lou.
I appreciate you, brother.
Eat the pepperoni and cheese rolls if you live in WV.
There you go.
And if you don't, then don't. But at the end of the day, treat everybody with respect, disrespect, whatever you feel like. But just know one thing. Just know one thing. At the end of the day, Jeff Paul and the WrestleRoni will be here.
Fuck yeah, I dig it. And you're kind of going down the right path. I'll do it for you. Treat each other with kindness and respect. Don't take no shit from nobody. Go out there and live your dreams. Support independent wrestling. Be the best you can be. Many thanks to my brother Jeff Paul for the assistance with the podcast. Spooky Lou loves you. We're out of here.